Hi, this is Flash Johnson, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to set up FileZilla so that you can transfer your files back and forth between your computer and a remote server. So if you go up to Google in the search bar and you type my name as the instructor, so it's Flash Johnson, click on the first link. On my links page you will find a FileZilla link. You can click on that. Here we have the option to download the client or the server, and for your purposes you're going to be downloading the client because you're going to be loading this on your home computer so that you can upload files to a server and download from a server. You're not going to be the server. So you're going to download the client. If you have Windows, you're going to download the most recent version. Download right here. If you have Mac, you'll come and download the most recent version down here. So I'm going to download the Windows version. Now this is a free program, and in order for them to raise money, they're putting advertisements down here. And so just wait for the download window to pop up. Don't click on any of the advertisements. But when the download window pops up, click on Save File. And you're going to want to click on your Downloads folder, and you're going to save the file. Once it downloads, you can go to your Downloads folder, find the file, run it, allow it, agree. You're going to be installing for the first time. Let it choose its place unless you know where you want it to go. When it is done, finish, it'll launch for you. You have it installed, but it's not set up. So now we're going to set it up so that you can access your school server. We'll close that file. So we need to go back to the browser. We're going to go back to my page, so type Flash Johnson in the search, Google search. Now right here where it says off-campus access, that's off-campus access to your saving space, web space. So you'll notice here that we have all of the information that you need in order to set up the FileZilla so that you can access your remote account on GCC servers. So what you're going to do first, after you read all this, you're going to go over here and you're going to click on Site Manager, and you're going to populate this with the information that you have right here. So in My Sites, New Site, you're going to enter the host. The host here is myfiles.gccaz.edu. Now there is something that you need to be aware of. Sometimes it requires you to put an FTP in there first with these backslashes. So let's do that the first time. They will not be there after you do it the first time. FTP : // Okay? And now you're going to continue with the rest of it. FTP file transfer protocol. Encryption, you can put this or you can leave it as plain FTP. Depends on what kind of encryption you want. This is just a class and not very important, so you could just leave it as plain FTP. Sometimes though it is required. So FTP require implicit. So we'll try this. And so logon type, you wanted to ask for a password. And your username is what goes here. So your GCC username, not your MEID, but your GCC username. So whatever that is. For me, it's F Johnson. And then it'll ask for the password when I go to connect. Now, this should work, and I could test it right now, and I could see if it works. But what I want to do first is I want to come over to the advanced. And what I'm going to do here is I want to make it so that when I bring this new site up, it's going to bring it up and automatically choose the folder where I want to interact with on my computer, as well as the specific folder on the remote server that I want to interact with. So you don't have to reset those each time. This will be set just automatically. So that the default local directory, browse, I recommend that you go to your My Documents and set up a folder called Classes. So it would read something like this. You know, it'll be your address, but don't try and type it in there unless you know how to do that. Just use the browse, go in there, find a folder that you made called Classes. The default remote directory. Now in this one, down here, it says shared courses, but that's for setting up the shared files. What you're going to do is you're going to put this one here. It says home, your first initial, your last initial, your username. So for me, that would be home. My first initial is F. My last initial is J. And then my username, which is F Johnson. This may not be exact. You might have to go there and dig down in the directories to find your particular username, because there's a lot of people that might have the same kind of name, so they had to name them differently. Okay, so I'm going to come down here and I'm going to hit connect, and let's just see if we can connect. It's asking for my password, and look at that, it connects. So over here you see that it's targeting classes folder. So my interaction is defaulted on my home computer to this classes folder. And on the right side, it shows my home on the H drive. See, home, FJ, and then F Johnson. Yours may be different. You may need to go through this file structure to find yours. It may not be exactly set up that way. But however it is set up, once you get it, that information is what you're going to put right in this area right here for your H drive. Okay, so that's how you set it up. Now, many of you would want to be connecting to your public folder at this point, so that would actually be part of the full list. So here it would be public.www, and that will be there. Now, you would also want to include this whole thing. You would copy this, you'd come over here, you'd click on the site manager, and this one here that says new site, you actually want to name that so you know what it is. I'm going to call it H drive, which is H colon, and that is your public space on the school server. And then over here on advanced, so this is where you would put that full directory address. And you're set. Hit OK. And so here's how you do it. You close FileZilla, and when you go to launch it again, you launch FileZilla, you come up here, you open the site manager, you find the site, which is this one right here. You could have many, and you just hit connect. It's going to ask for your password. Insert your password. Connection. Now you're connected to the remote site, public folder, on the right side, and on the left side, your classes folder. And that's how you set up FileZilla. I also recommend that you set up your S drive space too while you're at it. So you'd open up your site manager. You can copy this because the general information is going to be the same. So you'll hit copy, give it a name of S drive, which is S colon. And in this case, what's going to change is the advanced tab. So you're going to browse your home computer if you want to change the folder where it's going to go, or you could leave it the same. But you're no longer going to have this address. You're going to have one that's going to reflect the S drive, which is very different. So I'm going to hit OK on this, and then what you'd do is you'd come up here to this very top directory. You click on Shared, Courses, And at this point, this is probably where you'd want to stop because you're going to have a lot of different courses and you don't want to be embedded in one of them. You want to be outside so you can see all your courses. So at this point, you could come up here, copy, see that? Shared courses. So you copy this, or you could just type it in too. Bring up your site manager, go to the S drive, go to the advanced tab. You'd come down here and you would paste it in. Paste. And there it is. Hit OK, and it's set. So the next time you come in to FileZilla, we'll close this. We'll launch FileZilla. Go to Site Manager, and we can choose either one, the H drive or the S drive, and it'll directly connect us both to that specific folder on the remote server as well as to the specific folder on our computer.